Chapter 15. Break the line. Snow churned beneath their boots as Briar and Lyra half-stumbled, half-dragged themselves toward the industrial ruins that rose jagged from the frozen valley. The shock of the Vyre Strider's attack still clung to every breath, every movement. Briar's chest burned from the strike, Genesis energy flickering weakly under his skin like a dying ember. Lyra scanned the horizon. "We can't outrun it in open terrain. We hold here." Briar coughed, tasting iron. "Hold, that thing tore through steel like fabric. If we keep running, it'll pick us off. At least here we can bottleneck it." The ruins, twisted metal walkways and collapsed storage tanks offered cover but not comfort. Briar sensed the Strider stalking them, not with sound. With pressure, an unnatural weight in the air, like the storm itself was holding its breath. The remaining squad regrouped in the shelter of a crumbling processing plant. 3 left besides Briar and Lyra. One was limping. Another's helmet was cracked. Blood steamed in the cold. Lyra rallied them, with a voice far steadier than her expression. "Ammo check, defensive positions. Briar." He raised a hand. "Don't say stay behind." "I wasn't going to." She paused. "Don't die." Briar managed a weak grin. "Fair." Then the lights in the structure flickered. Buzzed. Went dark. A cold silence spread. "Positions," Lyra hissed. Briar crouched beside a broken conveyor line, inhaling shaky breaths. His inhibitor throbbed, angry, restrictive. His power was there, buried, begging to be released. But every time he pushed, the device forced it back like a fist around his throat. The wind outside stopped. A faint clang echoed through the metal rafters. Then another. And another. Footsteps. Slow. Deliberate. Inhumanly balanced. The Strider entered through the torn sidewall, violet energy pulsing across its limbs. Its movements were fluid, almost elegant, like a predator savoring the suspense. It spoke again, its voice resonant and layered. Evaluation continues. 3 rifles fired at once. The Strider blurred. Bullets sparked off steel. One soldier screamed as the ion appeared behind him, striking with surgical precision, armor shattered, body dropping like a puppet with cut strings. Briar reacted instinctively. He thrust his hand forward, summoning a beam. A weak burst sputtered out, barely a pulse. "Come on," he hissed, pushing harder. The inhibitor flared red. Pain surged through his veins. The Strider turned toward him, intrigued. "Your growth rate exceeds baseline." Lyra slammed into the ion with her shield flaring gold, driving it back a step. The impact cracked the floor beneath them. The Strider retaliated, a claw sweeping toward her throat. Briar moved without thinking. He lunged between them, taking the brunt of the swipe across his shoulder. The force sent him spinning into a support pillar, pain exploding through his arm as bone cracked. "Briar," Lyra shouted. He tried to stand. His legs trembled. "Don't talk, just move," he gasped. The Strider advanced again. A soldier tried to flank it, firing point blank. The ion caught the rifle barrel, crushed it, and slammed the man into the floor, so hard the ground shook. 2 left. Lyra and Briar. The Strider stepped closer. Unhurried. Confident. Lyra braced. "You want him, you'll go through me." The Strider tilted its head. Accepted. It launched forward. Lyra's shield met the strike. And shattered. She flew backward, hitting a wall with a bone-cracking thud. Something snapped inside Briar. Fear, anger, instinct all twisting into a single desperate impulse. He forced his shaking hand upward. The inhibitor fought him. He fought harder. Light crackled at his fingertips. Sparks jumped across his forearm. Pain ripped through him like molten wire. And then, the inhibitor slipped. Just for a heartbeat. A surge of Genesis energy exploded from Briar's palm, a bright, focused beam ripping the air apart as it blasted into the Strider's chest. The recoil nearly dislocated his shoulder. The Ion staggered for the first time. Its armor smoked. Its eyes narrowed. Briar collapsed to one knee, panting, vision dim with pain. Lyra coughed, dragging herself upright. That actually hit it. But Briar wasn't celebrating. His beam had almost killed Lyra too, its trajectory wild, unstable, barely controlled. The Strider examined the burn across its torso. Noteworthy. Then it raised both hands. Energy gathered, darker this time, swirling violet-black like a collapsing star. Briar's heart dropped. Lyra, move. The Strider fired. A massive concussive blast ripped through the structure. Metal supports snapped. The roof cracked. Snow poured through the collapsing ceiling. Lyra dove behind a fallen generator. Briar dove the opposite way, crashing through a rusted door into an adjoining chamber. The Strider pursued. Briar stumbled across a catwalk suspended over a massive empty turbine pit. His whole body shook, power spent, bones aching, vision foggy with blood loss. The Strider appeared at the far end of the catwalk. Fleeing is futile. It walked toward him, each step making the metal groan. Briar backed up until his heel hit open air. A sheer drop behind him. A killing machine in front of him. He raised his broken arm defensively. Useless. The Strider lifted a claw to strike. A blast of plasma sheared across the Ion's shoulder from behind. Lyra. Briar, jump. He didn't think. He jumped. The Strider lunged after him. And the catwalk gave way under the impact, collapsing with both of them falling into darkness. Briar hit a lower platform hard enough to knock the breath from his lungs. The Strider dropped several meters away, landing with predatory grace. Briar tried to crawl. Couldn't. His arm hung uselessly. His ribs screamed. His vision pulsed. The Strider approached, raising its claw one final time. Evaluation complete. A thunderous explosion tore through the pit as Lyra hurled a full-charge plasma grenade. Fire engulfed the Strider. Metal screamed. Energy detonated. Briar shielded his eyes as debris and steam filled the space. Silence followed. Then, a shape moved inside the smoke. The Strider emerged, limping, its armor scorched and cracked, one arm hanging at an unnatural angle. Still alive. Still hunting. Lyra, Briar whispered, terrified. She looked horrified. We're leaving, now. She hauled him up, slinging his good arm over her shoulders. We can't beat that thing. Briar swallowed hard, shaking uncontrollably. I know. And with the Strider limping after them, still determined despite the damage, they fled into the blizzard. Toward the last beacon of hope. The evacuation coordinates.